RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice, everything you need to have a great Royal Caribbean cruise. Happy Monday, everybody. Every Monday we are live right here on YouTube, hanging out with you guys, talking cruising. I'm backing up my laptop just a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Cruising Susan. It is good to see you again, Cruising Susan from Cary, North Carolina. I saw Cruising Susan on Adventure of the Seas. Now, we're going to get a lot of questions today, but there's only one that is the most important, and that is how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise. Type your countdown in chat right now. Let's count down together. My next countdown is, we're still working out the details. I'm going on a cruise in August, but we're still trying to figure out, can I make one of those work as opposed to, or both of them. I'm okay with both of them, but we're trying to get at least one of those going. Anyway, I'm cruising in August. I don't know the exact countdown quite yet. We got a lot of countdowns in here. We love it. Chandra, hello. BJ Patton, hello. What's going on? Brittany Moore, hello. Mike First, what's going on? Paul Somerville with the correct answer, by the way, to everybody's countdown, which is too many. That's correct. Mark the Shark, hello and welcome. Chip Gaines in the house. Good evening to you, Chip. And of course, we're here to answer your cruise questions. What do you guys want to talk about? A lot happening in the world of Royal Caribbean. We've got, let's see, Odyssey of the Seas began our test cruise today. We've got Serenade of the Seas sailing to Alaska for the first big ship to sail to Alaska since 2019. Great news over there as well. So we got a lot happening, test cruises. Yeah, so Mystery Shadow appropriately asking, where the heck am I? I am in the beautiful state of Connecticut. I'm hanging out here at the Homestead, which is a great spot, and it's beautiful. It's glorious outside, guys. You know why? Because it's not 7,000 degrees plus 700% humidity like it is in Florida. I am enjoying it. I'm actually wearing long pants because I choose to, because it's that nice out. So anyway, let's start off with a question from Vanessa, who writes, hi, Matt and friends. If I have lifted and shifted cruises due to cancellation, will my already prepaid gratuities also transfer over to my new cruise and ship in October? Yes, it should. Prepaying gratuities, let's put it this way. Prepaying gratuities is an option that everybody has. Before your cruise, you can prepay gratuities in order to avoid having to have them be charged to you once you're on board the ship. Now, Vanessa, because the gratuity rate has not changed, I don't think it would even matter if it wasn't. I believe those things should follow you, I would think. But even if it wasn't the case, I think you'd be okay in that regard. Thank you very much. Weather is also great in New Jersey. It's a beautiful day. It was raining earlier, and now it's not so bad. So Mike wants to know, do you know if Royal Caribbean does anything special for Hanukkah on Navigator of the Seas? Yes, they will have a menorah on the ship, usually in the Royal Promenade. You'll see it prominently positioned. Whether or not they do like what's the word? An event or a like do they do like the old services? Maybe on the first night they would. I'm not sure. It also depends on if they can get a rabbi, quite frankly. But usually, they will do things like also for solid stuff. So, hold on a second. If you're watching this, my phone is usually very, very good on this. Cellular data, 5G auto. Switchback should be good. I think we'll be okay there. All right, let's see if this helps with the connection. We'll give it 2 seconds. Come on, internet. Come on. All right, I think it's coming back to life. I think it's slowly coming back to life, guys. I think we're going to be okay here. Better now, cleared up. Yeah, sorry. All right. I had to switch over to, just don't worry about it. We're good now. So anyway, the long story is, yes, on the first night, there's usually something going on. Maybe it's self-led or not, but there'll be something usually that happens on there. So anyway, do you know when Mariner of the Seas will do her test sailing? Linda wants to know. Yes. The answer, Linda, is, one moment. I'm going to grab a drink of water while I wait. Mariner of the Seas, August 11th. You can actually find a listing of all the test cruises that we know about and their dates at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Suzanne says, what does Suzanne say? There it is. If I make a new reservation, will my FCCs from the older reservation go to the new one? Not automatically, Suzanne. You have to apply the FCC similar to a way that you would apply a gift card if you're going to purchase something on Amazon, right? You got to apply it on there. So it's not automatic, if you will. Grace wants to know, is a 14-day cruise too much? Not if you ask me. Some people might say that's a long time, obviously, but I think it's great. I mean, yes, it's a long time on a ship, but it's an ample opportunity to explore that ship, quite frankly. So, Mystery Shadow wants to know, any word on New England and Canada cruises? Nothing yet, other than, obviously the restart plans that we're aware of. It's a good question, actually. So, Donna wants to know, do they have hibachi at Izumi on Allure this season? They do indeed, yes. Deck 4, absolutely. So, Jude wants to know, how much does it cost to go on Symphony of the Seas in a suite? It seems like a very simple question, but it's actually not. It's kind of like asking, how much is a Mercedes? Well, do you want a 2021 model? Do you want a one from 20 years ago? Which one do you want? What with cruises, it's like, what sailing do you want to go on? Depending on the time of year, you can see wild price fluctuations, quite frankly. So the best advice I have for you, Jude, is to work with a good travel agent. Let them hook you up with a good idea and give you some options there in terms of pricing. So sometimes suites can be very affordable. Sometimes the prices are definitely through the roof. It's just a matter of, what works for you. What is the Allure test cruise? I don't believe there is one scheduled for... No, there is. I'm sorry. Boy, this is why I write it all down at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Allure of the Seas has her test cruise July 27th from Port Canaveral. Again, all the test cruise information at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Let's see here. Jamie wants to know, if a test sailing is set, do you see the date changing? I do. No, it's not automatic. Basically, the way test cruises, we only know about them via two ways. One, someone from Royal Caribbean announces it. Chiefly, it's been Michael Bailey, Royal Caribbean's president and CEO. He'll mention it. Or the CDC announces it, usually as part of some of their legal battles they've got going on. There isn't an actual way to see dates. The CDC has updated its website recently. They did it last week, where they now have the list which ships have been approved for test sailings, but they don't have dates or anything like that on there yet. So, Tony Cavallero, what's up, Tony? Tony wants to know, any word on a Broadway show on Odyssey yet? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Carlos wants to know, what is a safe time to book a flight back home on an Alaska cruise? Is 1 p.m. too early? Never been to Seattle before. 1 o'clock should be great, actually. In fact, a lot of times you find flights that are way too early. I would say in general, and I haven't done a cruise out of Seattle yet, but having done cruises from the U.S. and from the Bahamas so far, I would say that as long as you're after the noon hour, you're pretty good. So 1 o'clock would be fine, Carlos. I don't think you'd have to be worrying too much about running off the ship, trying to make your flight kind of thing. Hey, Mike Wolf for the first super chat of the evening. Thank you, Mike. How is the buffet on the sailings I've been on so far? Thank you, Mike, for the super chat. Fantastic, dude. It's been really good. I've really been impressed with the food quality. It's exactly what I remember it. A little better, some new options on there as well. My wife really liked the avocado toast at the Windjammer and breakfast. So it is as good as you remember right there. So, oh yeah, Tobias says, loving your twitch in the chair. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I do a lot of this one. I think this is nervous energy. It's excitement. So I apologize. I probably shouldn't be doing this. I didn't go to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. So, Lena says, do you have any tips for a first-time cruiser? Absolutely, Lena. Number one, you want to make sure you work with a good travel agent. Yes, on cruises, travel agents are a thing, and they're extremely helpful. They can save you time, money, and probably both, and they're a great sounding board to help you with the wide array of choices you have. That's number one. Number two, you want to book your cruise as early as you can for the best price possible. The earlier you book, generally speaking, the best price you're going to find on that. Number three, when you kind of zero in on the ship you think you're going to go on or the sailing you're going to go on, research the ship and the itinerary as much as you can. Yes, this is very self-serving because I do run a blog all about researching, learning about cruises. But I'm here to tell you that, truthfully, the more you know, the more informed you are as a cruiser, the better your experience will be. And if you do all those things, I think you're going to have a really awesome cruise and probably get a really good price on it as well. So there's a lot more that obviously I could share about how to have an awesome as a first-time cruiser, but those are the basics of it. And shameless plug, yes, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. It wouldn't be a bad idea as well. Oh, goodness. Bob wants to know, is there a standard capacity for Royal Caribbean because of the new launch of cruising? Great question. If there is, we're not aware of it. Royal Caribbean has only said there is limited capacity going forward, but Royal Caribbean has not divulged what that capacity will be. Is it 10%? I mean, it's not 10%. Is it 50%, 80%, 40%? They haven't really gotten into specifics at all, so it's kind of a guessing game. Early on, they were doing actually less than half on the Adventure of the Seas and the Freedom of the Seas. You were doing about a little over 1,000 people on board, which depending on the ship was right at or a little below 50%. Actually, on Freedom of the Seas, that's significantly below that because it's a bigger ship. So yeah. Devon wants to know, is a 4-day cruise seem too less of a vacation? It does go by very quickly. If you're a first-time cruiser, I actually don't recommend 3 and 4 night cruises. 3 and 4 night cruises are a lot of fun for weekend getaways or just kind of, just like, hey, I got some extra days here of work. Let's get out there and go on a cruise, right? But they're really great if you're been there, done that cruiser, you cruised a couple times. If you're a new cruiser, I don't recommend short sailings. I actually recommend longer sailings, like 7-night cruises, because it gives you a good blend of sea days and port days, and it gives you an opportunity to kind of experience the total summation, if you will, of what cruising is all about. Those 3 and 4 nighters, they do go by very, very quickly. So if you're a first time cruiser, Devon, I would say maybe go for a longer sailing. But if you've been there, done that, yeah, go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, a cruise is better than no cruise, right? So let's see here. Josh Carruthers coming in with an epic super chat. Woo! The dedication on vacation, still on the job. Listen, Connecticut I'm not sure I'm on vacation in Connecticut, but I'm still having a great time on there. But listen, my friend, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And it's good to be, I love talking cruising. I really do. And whether I'm visiting I'm in Connecticut, by the way, visiting my folks and my sisters, which is obviously some family time, but that's okay. There's also time to talk Royal Caribbean with all my friends with you guys here. So I appreciate you guys coming out and saying hello. Angela Brown is on, hey, Matt, I'm on Liberty of the Seas in November. In November. Got it. I'm like, what? Got it, Angela. Good. Awesome. That's awesome. So Danielle wants to know, am I allowed to be late to my given check-in time? Obviously the answer is to still let you on the ship, Danielle. Okay, so let's be clear about that. They're not gonna be like, oh, you missed your check-in time. Sorry, you ain't going on the cruise. But it may mean, Danielle, you may have to stand around and wait a little bit longer for a opening to occur because basically the time slots are designed to be optimized, so there aren't too many people in the terminal. So they may say to you, Danielle, okay, well, hang on a second. Why don't you stand right here, and when we have an opportunity, we'll work you in there. The answer is, yeah. I mean, you will be allowed. Yes. I just can't promise you'll be allowed immediately in like you would be if you were there for your time. Does that make sense? But you'll be able to go on your cruise. Don't look at it as a like they're gonna make you so you can't go on the cruise. Ron Ladowski with the super chat. Thank you, Ron. Woo! Ron says, I love being able to ask a real cruise question after over 15 months. If you're cruising to St. Martin, which is your favorite, Orient Beach or Simpson Bay? Orient Beach would have been my answer a couple of years ago, Ron. The problem with Orient Beach is that Orient Beach, after one of those hurricanes in 18, 17, it destroyed that beach, and it's coming back, but I'm not sure, Ron, it's quite back yet. St. Martin has been very slow to rebuild a lot of their things, and unfortunately, the beaches are not on the top of that priority list. When I was last there, and granted, that was, I think, in 2019, it was still not ready yet. And I would have recommended for you, if you're going to go to St. Martin, a safe bet, one way or another, rebuilt or not, would be Grand Case Beach, Grandcase. It's on the French side. It's really nice. There's some great dining there as well. I would recommend Grand Case. I don't know when you're going, Ron. By the time you go, maybe they're going to fix everything else up there. So who knows? Jason wants to know, is Royal Caribbean still doing double points till next year? Because I stopped seeing it on their website. Yeah, they're doing it. I believe if you book through September of this year for cruises through June of next year, so sailings through June of next year, if you book by September of this year, you're good to go. And I can tell you, I've gotten a lot of cruise points so far. AD, how many Adventure Ocean reservation slots are you given on a 7-day cruise? On the first sailing they had on Adventure. This is on Adventure of the Seas, AD. We had 15 hours, I believe, was the number to book initially. On the second sailing, it was down to 12. That could change, obviously, going forward. Who knows what's going on there with all that. 12th man proud with an epic super chat. It is slap your grandma good. Woo! Thank you, my friend. Since unvaccinated must book cruise to Royal Caribbean, kind of. Can the parent who is vaccinated leave the ship to walk around town in port if they leave their unvaccinated children on board? Yes. That's why I said kind of. Yes. That is allowed. They can, the example being like parents and kids who are unvaccinated, parents vaccinated, kids unvaccinated. Yes, they could leave the kids on board the ship and then do their own tour on their own without the kids and, not be restricted rather to to Royal Caribbean tours only. That would be allowed. Yes, that's correct. And thank you again. My goodness, dude. So that amazing. Danielle wants to know, can I use onboard credit for alcohol beverages on board? You can, but with onboard credit, you don't like take like, I want to use this onboard credit towards this purchase. It's kind of like, Danielle, you ever get a refund on your posted your credit card? It's just a refund against your account. So if you have $50 onboard credit and you buy, a drink or you buy a souvenir or a shore excursion on board, all of that just goes against that credit. You don't specify it, but yes, absolutely, it goes against your onboard spend on there. So just making sure, catch up with the chat here. We got some more super chats to catch up with. Tobias with the super chat. Lemon character moving his head from left to right with his mouth wide open, red hearts and eyes. Thank you, Tobias. I appreciate all the wolves in the chat. Teresa McChain, one of my very good friends. Hello from Miami. Just got off Freedom this morning. It was a bit eerie with so few guests. It is, listen, it's a little eerie, but it's also amazing because it feels like you have the ship to yourself, right? So what was your experience like, Teresa? Did you love it? What was your favorite thing about the cruise? And yes, I am extremely jealous about the fact that you went on a cruise. And yeah, I love my parents and my family, but I wouldn't mind being on a cruise either. Is there any rhyme or reason as to when they're moving itineraries away from La Badie? Would like to know that what our third port will be, September 5th Odyssey. Well, number one, I'm on the same cruise as you, so I'll see you on board. Is there a rhyme or reason? Not that I figured out yet. There's been plenty of speculation that it has to do with, unfortunately, the assassination of the Haitian president the other week. I don't know if that's true or not. We don't know. So thus far, no, I wouldn't say there's rhyme or reason, just that they have been changing some itineraries, but I'll be on board with you on the Odyssey of the Sea, September 5th. So we'll figure it out together. NYC Lover for life. For disembarkation day, can you request a specific time to disembark ahead of time? We have a flight and want to make sure we have enough time. Yeah. So towards the end of the cruise, they'll ask you, there'll be a questionnaire you can fill out, and you can tell them, hey, I've got like a time. They'll work with you on that. But let me tell you this, even if you got your luggage tags and the time doesn't jive with you, just get on to guest services and tell them, hey, I need a lower number. I need a earlier time. They'll definitely give you what you need. So don't worry too much about it. Bob wants to know, do you think El Loco Fresh will be open on Oasis for take and go burritos? Yeah, it was open on Freedom of the Seas when I was on there, Booze Cruise. So did I say Bob? I'm sorry, it's Booze Cruise. Yes, it was open on Freedom. It'll be open on your sailing as well. And it is really good burritos, by the way. I had an awesome burrito, and I'm really struggling with the clicking today. So sorry about that. Christy, please talk about Wonder of the Seas. I wish I could share with you amazing details about Wonder of the Seas, but I have no amazing details to share. It's going to be another Oasis class ship. She's going to head over to Asia. She's going to be sailing from China. And Royal really hasn't said a whole lot about what to expect on there, Christy. So we'll have to wait and see. FSU tennis player, I think is the name. There we go. We want to travel with our 7-month-old on Harmony. Any tips? Absolutely. And I've traveled with both my children when they were about that age. A couple things. Number one, pack way more baby supplies than you think you need, right? When you go on land, you'll say, okay, this many days. Okay, that means this many diapers. Pack at least 25% more than you need because most of the supplies are unavailable, like formula, diapers. You don't want to run the risk of running out. Pack at least 25% more than you think you're going to need just to be safe. One time, we had to go to Cozumel to get extra formula because we ran out. So that's number one. Number two, on the first day of your cruise, make sure you go to the nursery. Sign your kids up for the nursery. I know you love your 7-month-old, but trust me, you need a vacation as well. Register for them. It costs money. It's the best money you ever spent on a cruise is dropping your kids off at the nursery. You'll love it. They will love it. That's number two. Number three, when it comes to the nursery, most people generally book the evenings, right? dinner time, you make reservations. That's great. But think about other times in which it's advantageous to take advantage of the nursery because they're open during the day as well. Number one, if you want to do a shore excursion, maybe it makes sense to leave the baby on board the ship, which is kind of strange, I know, but you'll get used to it and it's totally safe. Number two, something I always like to do is, if the baby's ready for like a nap, what I would do is I'd call the nursery up and say, hey, do you have any availability right now, like in the middle of the day? Because if they say yes, bring a bottle, the baby, drop them off, and they have a nursery. They have, cribs. They can put the kid down and give you a call when he or she wakes up. It's super simple. So little things like that would definitely be a really, really good idea. Steve wants to know, can you still book? There it is. Can you still book your next cruise on the ship? Yeah. Next cruise is still available on there. Absolutely. Absolutely. How far am I away from Pinnacle? I think I'm halfway. I think I'm at 380 points now. So I'm a little more than halfway, but it's not really on my radar, Charles. Like, it was never my goal to reach Pinnacle. I just kind of, when I get there kind of situation. So next question is from Jenners. Do you have to pay for tax or tip on the free diamond drink vouchers? You do not. You do not. You could certainly tip, but no, tax, absolutely not. And tip is up to you. Some people usually give like $1 or something like that, but no, you don't have to at all. Let's see. Preston with the super chat. Thank you, Preston. We booked 5 nights for October on Independence of the Seas. We have a balcony midship on deck 10, but an aft-facing balcony on 6 is available. What would you recommend? Ooh, Preston, I would say what you've got, the midship balcony. My wife would tell you go for the aft-facing balcony. Aft balconies are cool. The view is really nice. I'm just lazy. I don't like walking. It's a long walk back there. It's not that long of a walk. You're on Independence of the Seas. It's not as bad as like an Oasis class ship by any means, but I mean, if it were me, I'd book the midship. I think you have to. I think most people, if we did a poll right now, I think most people would tell you go for aft. Lisa, is Playmakers part of the Ultimate Dining Package? It is. Yes, indeed. You get a stipend to use there. Kathy L, welcome. Glad to see you here. Mark Cruz with a great name, appropriate name. Do you know if Ovation has the hibachi restaurant where they cook in front of you? I believe they do, but I'm not 1,000% sure on that, Mark. But I want to say the answer is yes. Roan is here. What's up, Roan? Manishma. Since Barcelona is red, I'm now worried about my cruise on September 5th aboard Harmony. Any news about cruises in Barcelona? I've got nothing to share, Roan, so sometimes no news is good news, but I have no updates one way or another, kind of like throughout this whole process of, ever since early 2020. You got the cruise booked. Hope for the best, and I hope you get to go on the cruise right there. So, let's see here. Joel with the super chat. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it, buddy. Hey, Matt, what do I do with my leftover FCC money? Is there any way to refund leftover? Is it use it or lose it? It is typically use it or lose it. There are some FCCs that you can get a refund for through guest services. Primarily, those are FCCs you get, not the way you probably got an FCC, Joel. But I'm here to tell you, if you have a problem spending FCC, I would be supremely surprised. Spending money on a cruise is not hard. Go to the spa. Go to, obviously, if you haven't all, buy the drink package on the ship. I know I always talk about, no, you should pre-book it to save money. But if you got free money, wait till you get on board the ship to book it. Book a shore excursion on board the ship. Usually spending money on a ship is not difficult. I know a lot of people have that concern, especially first timers, but spending money on a ship, it's going to be the least of your concerns on there. Oh, goodness. JC with a great question, JC, and the answer is I don't know, but I'm going to answer it anyway. I don't know when it's a crystal ball, but when do you think everything will be back to normal completely with no crazy COVID restrictions and rules? Or are we talking years still? JC, no one knows, honestly. I mean, let's talk about this year alone, JC, right? Could you have imagined in January of 2021 where we would be here in terms of the vaccination numbers? And I mean, some of the stuff seems unfathomable a couple of months ago. So I don't know. I don't think anyone knows the answer. In fact, I know nobody knows the answer to that one, JC. But it's a process, and I think the takeaway for me is that things move very quickly, and usually a lot faster than you may think initially. I remember, during some of these other months of the shutdown where it was just like, it seemed like nothing was happening. There were no ships sailing, and all of a sudden you got a lot of ships back into service. Not as many as we'd like, but they're moving in the right direction there, right? Things are moving, so it's a process right there. That's the best I can say. Tony Diaz with the super chat. And this is important because Tony did not do so well at the roulette tables at Mohegan Sun. Tony Diaz, thank you, my friend. Woo! I have to admit, the fresh tomato pizza from Pepe's was so freaking good. Never doubt you again. So I met up with Tony and a couple of other Royal Caribbean blog insiders who lived in the New England area, and we met up for the best pizza in the world, Pepe's Pizza. And Tony's a believer now, a Pepe's believer, dude. That pizza's amazing. And if it wasn't a 3-hour trek for you, I say, Tony, I can meet you there in half an hour, buddy. I'll see you. Good to see you, Tony. Thank you for the super chat. But as always, my goodness, really, really appreciate it. Next question is from Empty Nest Living. Hey there, I'm on Ovation August 20th to Alaska. Do you know what the percentage of the total cruise guests will be under 12? Will be unvaccinated and will be reduced capacity. It will be reduced capacity. We have no idea what the limited capacity will be, Empty Nest. Royal Caribbean hasn't said. So it's anyone's guess, quite frankly. We just don't know. Hey, Brogan, how's it going? Welcome. I agree, Mystery Shadow, about getting to Pinnacle. It's the journey, right? I mean, I didn't get into cruising to move up the Crown and Anchor ladder. It's a nice benefit to do so. It's a nice perk. But that's not the reason I cruise for it, but it's nice to have it. But I think eventually I'll get there. With double points, I'll get there a lot faster than I thought. Hey, Blair is back. Good to see you again, Blair. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, just wanted to see my face on screen because you know me. I'm super vain. And Teresa, I'll be in Miami August 1. Will you still be there? Well, Teresa, here you go. You guys are having we'll just be over here talking to ourselves while Blair and Teresa have a little chit chat here. Thank you, Blair, for the super chat. Beverly says, have you been on Symphony this season? Wondering if there's anything different on it compared to other Oasis class ships? Yes, I've been on Symphony, and there are some. Mainly the entertainment and the dining are the most noticeable differences depending on which other Oasis class ship. Can you upgrade your steering before your sailing date? As long as there is availability, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Royal Caribbean really never shies away from taking more of your money. They'll generally say you're good to go right there. So a lot of votes, by the way, about aft. Erica saying aft. I love aft in the back of the ship. Great views, but it is a long walk. Yeah, but the views, it is really nice views, especially when you wake up in the morning. Really, really nice. Brett wants to know, does Adventure of the Seas have a hibachi where they're cooking in front of you, or is it just sushi? It is just sushi, Brett. Yeah, no hibachi, no hot rocks over there, unfortunately, my friend. Tropical Tom Garcia. Thank you, Tom, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Do you have any recommendations for Porto Costa Maya? Yes, I do. My favorite place to go, Curtis, is a place called Maya Chan. It's not through Royal Caribbean. You can book it on your own. So just Google Maya Chan. It's a all-inclusive resort kind of place. It's a really nice spot. Great service. Absolutely love it. Maya Chan. I go there every single time. Steve wants to know, do the Diamond Drink vouchers include specialty coffees? They do indeed. Yes, now they do, Steve. With the new upgrades or enhancements, everyone look at it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Let's see here. What are the Diamond Drink vouchers? And that's an appropriate question. We're just talking about them, right? What the heck are these things? So in Royal Caribbean's customer loyalty program, the Crown and Anchor Society, when you reach Diamond and above, every day you get a certain amount of vouchers to use towards complimentary drinks like alcohol or coffees, like specialty coffees, like lattes and whatnot. Sodas. Every adult gets 4 if you're Diamond, 5 if you're Diamond Plus, 6 if you're Pinnacle. And they're basically free drinks you can use every day. You can't stack them. You can't like save them up on the first 3 days and unload on day 4. But it's free drinks. It's pretty darn amazing. Tim Mercer says, with a limited dining package, is sushi an extra $10 per plate per visit? How much you get per order plate? Good question. With the unlimited dining, Tim, if you're eating sushi, then it's just whatever you order, Tim, you get a stipend towards that. Excuse me. And basically what that means is you get a certain amount of money to spend towards whatever you want on the menu, right? At the hibachi, that's a whole different, then it's just a fixed price kind of thing. But if you're eating sushi, dude, you order 2 rolls, you'll have leftover, almost certainly have leftover stipend to use there. But if you were to spend $100 worth of order $100 worth of sushi, and it's just you, Tim, you'd be on the hook for whatever is left over after that stipend. They'll let you know on board. I believe it's 35, if I'm not mistaken, per person, right there. So, Steve wants to know, I'm already in a Grand Suite. What are my chances for Royal Up? Well, you know, Steve, Royal Caribbean usually will send you a Royal Up anyway, but your chances of actually upgrading, you know, the higher suites are really tough to ever get through Royal Up because those are the most highly bookable, contested rooms. Those are the rooms that everybody wants to book, so they book a lot faster. I would say probably low would be your chances, but you never know, Steve. Right? You can't win if you can't win if you don't play, as they say in the lottery, and the same is true of Royal Up, I suppose. Pam, thank you for the super chat. Any special events for the Harmony Group Cruise? We're working on it, Pam. Actually, Becky Mencken from MEI Travel, who I think is in our chat. I think I saw her name in there a couple times. Hello, Becky. Hope you're well. We're working on some special plans there. Our good partners at MEI Travel, you know, they really know they know as much as I do, as much as you do, that we want to plus up the experience for everybody on board. And we're definitely working on some things right now. The truth is right now Royal Caribbean is not ready to start talking about group events yet. It's a little far away. Thanksgiving, a lot of time, a lot of other things to deal with right now. But we're going to eventually get to that point, Pam. And obviously, I will definitely be sharing that information with you guys when we get closer. So, let's see here. I'm trying to catch up on the super chats because you guys have been so patient with me here. Joel with a super chat. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it. Oh, I thought I could spend my FCC on booking a room so I can use it to book extra as well as my room and can do it before I'm board. No. I'm sorry if I misled you on that. So FCC's future cruise credits are exactly what you originally thought, Joel. They are for your cruise fare. For things like extras, like drink packages, that's onboard credit, OBC. Those are two different things. You cannot intermingle the two. Don't cross the streams. You can't do that. So if you have an FCC, that's only available for your cruise fare. If you have extra FCC, that's great. It'll just be a new FCC you'll get, and you can use that towards a new cruise booking, but you cannot use it towards onboard. You cannot use it towards onboard spend, like drink packages, store excursions, and whatnot. And I apologize if I mischaracterized that earlier. Cruise Addicts with another super chat. Thank you, Cruise Addicts. Hi, Matt. Any information about Oasis sailing out of Miami? Have a booking on November 3rd, 2021. I don't have specifics on that. Obviously, you may already know this, but I should say obviously. You may know this already, but Oasis of the Seas does have a test cruise out of Bayonne scheduled for later this summer. I believe it's right before Labor Day at the end of August. And, you know, that would obviously get her back in the water over there. As to your particular sailing in November, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I don't think, I could be wrong on this because we haven't really gotten into this particular scenario. I don't think a ship needs to do another test sailing, as an example, like between new home ports, as long as they have a port agreement in place. I know Royal definitely has one with Port Miami. So I wouldn't expect there to be an issue right now based on anything. Let's put it that way. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Will Twankster correct me if I'm wrong? Absolutely. Mark Cruz, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Hope to play Battle for Planet Z with you someday. Here's the truth. I have never played laser tag on board. There have been a number of excuses why I've had, but I need to do it. So, Mark, hopefully, my friend, we'll have an opportunity to do that together. Becky Mencken is here from MEI Travel, waving back all the way from Seattle. Good to see always good to see our friends in our chat. Allison wants to know, I have a cruise booked for this December. Do you think it's still too late to switch my room to a balcony room? No, it's not. It's never too late. It's never too late to do this. So, do they allow you to switch rooms if you want to? Yeah, obviously there might be additional costs involved with that, Allison. Work with your travel agent. They can help you out. As long as there's availability, Allison, as long as there's still unsold rooms available, the answer is yes. And being that your cruise is in December, the answer is probably, as long as there's rooms available, you're good to go. So, Darren with the super chat. Thank you, Darren. My Harmony cruise on November 14th is the first after the repositioning. If all things stay the same, wouldn't she have to do a test cruise before U.S. sailings? No. Well, not right now, Darren. The reason why do I say that now right now? Because the conditional sail order, which mandates test sailings, is set to expire in early November. If the conditional sail order was to expire, then Harmony would not have to do a test sailing. But of course, the conditional sale order, I hate to say it out loud, it could be extended. And in that scenario, then yes, they would have to. But it's too early to know because right now the conditional sale order is set to expire in November. So that's why, as it stands right now, this minute, the answer is Harmony would not have to do a test cruise because she gets in after the CSO expires. So 12 man proud. Holy moly, dude. Thank you. That is amazing. With another slap your grandma, it's that good super chat. Rumor has it the Canadian border will open beginning of August. Not a rumor, that's confirmed. Americans can now go there. And Canadians can travel as well down here. Any chance Royal Commission would change the itinerary and stop in Victoria instead of Sitka for Ovation? I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. I don't think that's the... Oh, actually, I do know that's not the case. You know why, 12 man? Because Canada's cruise ship ban is still in effect until November. So Canada did lift its ban on cruise ships, but not until November. So the answer is absolutely not. They will not be doing that. Twankster, save your email. I got that one on my own. We love Twinkie. We have such a great community of friends here who really, give me some information. I don't get it all right. I don't know everything. Freely admit that. So, yeah. Let's see. Mima is here. Says, "Hey Matt, just got here. That does not look like your office. Where are you?" I'm in Connecticut. Yeah, we're doing a little visiting the family this week. So different spot, right? This particular week. Let's see. Boltzwin. Oh, that's Bolt. I'm close. H. Maston. I'm a loyal Royal Caribbean cruiser, but I'm taking my first celebrity cruise in September. Have you ever cruised on Celebrity? If so, I've never cruised on Celebrity. I'm sure there's some folks in chat who can share. I think they're more common than not. It's a little cruise ship, it's a little mass market cruise ship, obviously, but there's some differences that you'll notice, and it also depends on which ships you're comparing it to on the Royal side and the Celebrity side. So, yeah, it may depend on those kind of things right there. John, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. On Freedom for 4 nights and 3 weeks, we have a 10-year-old. Will we need to book an excursion to Royal Caribbean if we want to get off in Nassau? When are you going? In 3 weeks, so in August. If the protocols are, again, forgive me, John, I don't know the exact protocols for every ship and sailing off the top of my head, but I believe the answer is yes, because your 10-year-old is unvaccinated, right? I would believe that would be the case, John. I would defer. I'm gonna just to cover my bases. I'm gonna say check with Royal Caribbean on what the protocols are, just to ensure that it's the same. That is what. But if that's what they say, then yeah, and that's what I think the answer is. But I would hate to mislead you, obviously. Butterfly McQueen, thank you for the super chat. Does the number of cruises count towards Crown Anchor points? Did it ever? How far back does Royal Caribbean count Nordic Empress cruises? It does. So back in the day, they would just simply, it was every sailing was 1 point. And if you were in a suite, it was 2 points. Then a number of years ago, they changed it to that. They said that didn't make a lot of sense. And so they changed it to every night you accrue a point. So 7-night cruise, 7 points. In a suite, it'd be 14 points. It does go back to Nordic Empress, and they do count all those cruises, and they actually convert them over. So yes, it should still count. If it's not showing up if you went on a Royal Caribbean cruise in the 70s, call Royal Caribbean. They will adjust it for you. So, yep. Let's see. Mark says, "Hey, Matt, do you know if I can get a PCR test on board so I can cross back into Canada?" I do not know yet. I know that, Mark, they are offering some tests on board the ship. I don't know how it's going to work for Canada. It's a great question, Mark. I would... I don't know when your cruise is, but you might want to check a little closer to your sailing. Royal might have a better answer for you. As an example, when we sailed on Adventure of the Seas, they did provide tests they did antigen tests on those, but to get us back in the U.S. For Canada, I'm not sure if they're going to have that option for you. I'm not sure, quite frankly, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see here. Next question is from Susan. Was watching a Ben and David video on Anthem of the Seas. They were getting charged for the North Star and the iFly. Is this going to be permanent? We haven't seen that in the U.S. That was something they were doing on some Asian sailings. I don't know. The answer is I don't know, Susan. Obviously, we don't have any Quantum class ships back in service yet. Ovation will be the first here in North America, that is. And typically, they've basically gone to that in order to manage demand. There's too many people who want to do it. There's no egalitarian way to divvy out, or there is, I guess, first come, first serve. But I don't know what to expect, Susan. Let me put it this way. Pre-COVID, they did not charge for that. Although full disclosure, pre-COVID, they didn't charge for that in the UK either, perhaps because of the limited capacity and the fact that on those experiences you have to have far less people from a limited social distancing standpoint, that it would be that maybe that's why they changed it in there, so that because it's limited capacity in total, they have to charge for it in order to give everyone an opportunity. I don't know. I can't speak for Royal Caribbean on that. That's my only thought on that. So, Joel, thank you for the super chat again, buddy. Thanks for all the info and clarification on that, Matt. You are the best. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate your generosity, my friend. Appreciate it. What's in the glass? It is water. Look, it's even see-through today, guys. This is water. It's not vodka. All right, here we go. We have a couple more minutes here to catch up with some of the questions here. Michael wants to know. Michael Oppenheim wants to know: is it the vouchers plus unlimited drinks in the Diamond Lounge for Diamond Plus members, or just the vouchers? Just the vouchers. So it's not unlimited drinks in the Diamond Lounge anymore. Part of the reason, Michael, why they're offering the vouchers now is to get people not to just cram into the Diamond Lounge. They want to give everyone an opportunity to get drinks and not, with social distancing and whatnot. I really can't say that word today. Social distancing. They want to make sure that everyone has, they can still get drinks. So they expanded the program to be around the ship, but no, it's not unlimited drinks in the Diamond Lounge. Colleen wants to know: did the first sailing to Alaska head out today? It did. Yes, indeed. Go away. Shoot, fly. Don't bother me. Yes, Serenade of the Seas. Isn't that exciting? I don't know if she left yet, because don't forget, they're 3 hours behind. You know what? Becky Mencken or 12th Man Proud, can you guys open your blinds and check if the ship is still there? I don't think any of them actually live in Seattle, but that's the joke. Get it? Because they're... Anyway, never mind. But yes, Serenade of the Seas on her way out, and Ovation of the Seas has her test cruise coming up in... where is it? July 30th. She'll be doing her test cruise, so just a couple weeks away. That's exciting. Let's see. And if I missed your question earlier, feel free to type it in chat now. I'm kind of caught up now because I skipped over a lot of it to catch up. So if I missed your question earlier, I apologize. Feel free to type it in chat here as we catch up with all this. We've got Tony, sailing alert, it's number 5th. Any tips? Just, research as much as you can about the ship, research your shore excursions in advance, number 1. Number 2, we have a blog post at royalcaribbeanblog.com with the top 10 allure hidden secrets. Search for that. You'll find it. It's going to be very, very helpful. Beachy Mama, Donna. What's going on, Donna? What is my absolute favorite excursion I've ever been on? I think it was in Bonaire. We rented ATVs. And it was like a brand new ATV, and it was like a real deal. And it was on our own, and I had so much fun driving that around. We saw everything there is to see. Not everything, but we saw so much of what you can see in Bonaire in one day, and I did it in style. I forget which kind it was, but it was, it's on a buggy. It's not a quad. It's like, you have the driver's wheel. There's a Bluetooth speaker. I was blasting Van Halen, going down that run. Oh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Mystery Shadow says, regarding the Diamond Plus Pinnacle happy hour drinks, if I want a more expensive drink, can I use multiple vouchers for them? I don't know if it works that way from a billing standpoint, Mystery Shadow. You could obviously pay. The answer is you could use one and then pay the difference. I'm here to tell you, dude, you really can't go over that limit unless you specify like Courvoisier or some liquor that is so high shelf it's not included in the drink package. And there's a lot of high shelf included, like, Patron and Gentleman Jack and a couple Johnny Walkers. Those are included in the drink package. So, or with your drinks there. But yes, if you wanted to get Courvoisier, pinkies up, you could definitely specify. You just pay the difference on that. But I don't think you could combine two. I don't think their billing is set up for that, unfortunately. So, oh my God, again, dude! Thank you so much, Eric. You don't have to do this. This is amazing. Thank you for the super chat. Oh! Have a guarantee suite. All junior suites are sold out on the website. Do you think they held back junior suites for guarantees? It's entirely possible. Don't forget, of course, with any guarantee, whatever the guarantee is, if it's a balcony guarantee or a suite guarantee, it could be a higher category. Basically, the guarantee is the minimum they would give you. Now, I don't want to get you too excited here. I'm not telling you, oh yeah, here comes the grand suite for you, buddy. I mean, I would give it to you if it was up to me, but it's not up to me. it doesn't necessarily mean that, but just keep that in mind, that it could be a higher category. There's actually, I remember, I believe Twankster and some of the other folks who are on the message boards may remember this. A couple of years ago, somebody did a balcony guarantee and they got a suite, and their wife was upset because they want, for whatever, I forget what the reason was. She was like really upset because she actually wanted to stay in a balcony and not a suite. And I forget what happened. They had to like ask to like bounce them down or something like that. It's crazy. All right, according to 12th Man Proud, by the way, Serenade of the Seas is still in port there. So thank you for checking outside for me. You know, Becky Mencken wasn't doing that for me, 12 Man. So I know who my real friends are. Appreciate it. Vicky wants to know, does Allure of the Seas have, does Allure or Harmony have playmakers? Neither of them do. It's only available on Oasis and Symphony of the Seas in the Oasis class. Allure was supposed to get it, but did not because her amplification was postponed, and Harmony never had it in the first place. So the answer is neither of them have it. Both of those ships, Allure and Harmony, instead have Sabor on the Prana, which I actually like a little bit better. So if you ask me, you're doing better. Lorna is here. Hello, Lorna. Good to see you again. I recently read that there are double points for cruises through December 22. That is correct. Actually, it's through September 2022, Lorna, not December. So if you book a cruise between now, wait a minute, did I get that wrong? I think I got that wrong. No, sorry, I'm getting this wrong. If you book a cruise between now and September of this year, for a cruise between now and June, there's double points. It's not through December. I know that for a fact. Or I'm pretty sure that's not a fact. How about the Odyssey test date? Odyssey, actually, today. Wish granted. Odyssey is doing her test cruise today. So, there you go. Funny question. Water or vodka? I promise you it is water. 100% on 12 Man Proud's, all of the super chats. I promise you guys it is water. I don't drink when I do this. Otherwise, I'd get loopy and not give you guys any kind of good advice right there. April wants to know, what kind of special dining would you recommend for kids under 10? I would definitely recommend Izumi Hibachi. Izumi Hibachi would be fantastic. You will like that quite a bit. Next question is from Kathy. Can you please explain what appellate court ruling regarding the Florida and CDC will mean? We don't know yet. So this is a really good question, Kathy. Right now, what the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals basically said is, as of right now, the stay has been granted. A stay is a pause in the ruling. So remember, Florida sued the CDC. Florida won the lawsuit. So typically, what happens is the injunction that the Florida wanted is granted, meaning the conditional sale order would be lifted for Florida ports. The CDC asked that court for a stay, for them to say, wait a minute, well, we're going to appeal, but in the meantime, can you put a pause on that while we figure out the appeal? And that lower court said no. And then the 11th Circuit Court, the appeals court, said, yes, we will grant you that stay. So right now, there's just a pause. Now, here's the reality. Literally nothing changes from what's happening right now. Cruises are sailing again. Ships are doing test cruises. They're getting approval to do test cruises and subsequently approval to sail again. That nothing changes in that regard. This is always everything that's happened so far has been under the conditional sale order, and that's moving forward with that. So what will happen with the appeals court and who will win that one? That's for the courts to decide. Literally, I'll have to wait and see on that. But we don't. But basically, nothing actually changes. Even if honestly, in my opinion, even if the conditional sale order had been lifted for Florida, I don't think any cruise line had said yet anyway that they were going to change how they were operating, at least in the short term, because it just didn't make sense to try to change things up and then have to go back to it if something changed later on. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. Christian wants to know, what is a good beach to go to when Dr. Nassau? Junkanoo Beach is fantastic. Junkanoo Beach, Cabbage Beach, both are good choices for you. Junkanoo, Junkanoo, or Cabbage Beach, good choices. Any recommendations on what to do in Sitka? I've never been to Sitka. I'm hoping to go this year, maybe next year. But my good friend Becky Mencken from MEI Travel can, I'm sure, recommend something for you to do. Desiree or Desire, whatever you're desire to travel. I'm sure Becky can recommend something in our chat. Hey, Furman, what's going on, man? On the Bahamas Health Visa, it asks for a arrival flight. If you have multiple segments, do you list them all or just the last that terminates in Nassau? are you doing like a back-to-back cruise? If you're doing a back-to-back for me, and you put in when you arrive, the day you arrive in the Bahamas by air, and the day you leave the Bahamas by air. Furman, if your cruise leaves like Miami and visits the Bahamas, you like during the cruise, you do not need to do a health visa. The health visa is only if you are flying to NASA for Adventure of the Seas. If you're not doing that, you don't need to do the health visa. So save your time and your money on that one. We got time for another question, too, guys, and I really got to run. I said that earlier, but now I really got to run. Terry Cadwaller, hello and welcome. Lori wants to know, do I know when the key will restart? Not exactly, but some people have been reporting it, Lori. Some people have reported seeing the key as an option for this fall. I don't know if that will really be the case or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Barbara wants to know, is travel insurance required? We're fully vaccinated. Our Key Club was canceled. Any clue why? I don't know why Key Club was canceled. I don't know what that is. But no, travel insurance is not required unless you are unvaccinated. I would say it's not a bad idea to have travel insurance, but no, it's not required by Royal Caribbean. They're only requiring it for people that are unvaccinated. And they're not kids, like adults, basically. Dom, do you know if Royal Caribbean is seating vaccinated guests at large tables together, or do you still sit alone going on alert August 8th? Last I heard, it was still alone. I don't know if that's changed, Donna, as you know, or maybe you don't, but these policies are changing quite a bit. So anything's possible, quite frankly. But Beachy Mom also, is Liberty the Sea still on track to get her amplification? No. All amplifications, all upgrades for 2020 and 21, including Liberty, are postponed until further notice. So the answer is no. Could that change? Absolutely, but not as of right now. So Sharon Stockman with an epic super chat. Oh, I have double points on my December 22 cruise. Okay, I was wrong. I'm sorry. This is vodka. No, it's still water in here. December 2022. This is why I write, guys. This is why I write everything down on the Royal Caribbean blog, and I don't yeah, that's why I write everything down. But I apologize. That's my bad. Sharon Stockman, thank you, my friend. You know, I don't, I'm having a senior moment, I guess. I don't know what. But thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. And I see literally everybody else in the chat was like, Matt, you're wrong. And you guys are 100% right. Thank you for correcting me on that one. Yu wants to know, do you still need a passport for closed loop cruises? Allure the Seas leaving Florida in December. You don't need one. You can cruise without a passport. If you're a U.S. citizen sailing from a closed loop cruise out of the U.S., you do not need a passport. You can sail with your original birth certificate and state issued ID. Original birth certificate. You could sail without it. Yes. I recommend getting a passport anyway. It's definitely the way to go. Kathy says, if our July cruise was canceled and moved until July 2022, you still get double points. Yes, yeah. Existing reservations, you're totally good on that, Kathy. You're totally good on that. No problem at all. What is my favorite cabin option? The one that Becky Menken from MEI Travel pays for. Because then it's extra sweet. Get it? Sweet? Because I hope she bugged me a sweet. I don't know that I have a favorite. I would say junior suites are always a nice. I like the extra living space there. Those are, just enough that I'm not like elbowing anybody. That's my only thing right there. So, all right, guys. On that note, I got to head out of here. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for joining us here. I do appreciate it. We're live every Monday. If I didn't get a chance to answer your question, I'm so sorry. You can post it next week when we're live on Monday, or go to our Royal Caribbean blog message boards and post it over there. But either way, I want to say thank you to everybody. Unfortunately, I don't have my list of super chatters tonight. I'm so sorry, but 12th Man Proud, you deserve a major shout out. I know it's Sharon Stockman always deserves a major shout out. And Josh Carruthers, thank you guys for your amazing generosity. And thank you to everybody, the Wolves that are out there, everybody in between, even Tony Diaz. Thank you guys for your generosity tonight. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, talking Royal Caribbean. So I hope you all have a great evening, great week. Have a great week this week. We'll be back next week, back in our studio to hang out with you guys, talk some more Royal Caribbean. But until then, have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Do something fun. That's always important. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.